My name is Nexus1G, and this is more Elder Scrolls Online coverage. We're going to cover a few different topics today, including the specs available to the Dragon Knight class, the morphing of abilities, as well as we'll cover a little bit about the difficulty of combat in the Elder Scrolls Online. But first, I wanted to show off the new ending of the Cold Harbor instance at the beginning of the game. As you can see, it's very impressive the way Molag Bal claws his way out of the pit beneath the gate, bursts into flame after threatening you, and summons a new skeletal boss that's really in line with the atmosphere of Cold Harbor and this entire instance. Now let's talk about the ability to morph your skills. In the Elder Scrolls Online, once an ability has achieved the possibility of attaining rank 5, you'll have the option to morph that ability into one of two other abilities. It will still be the same base spell, but it will have new effects added to it depending on which direction you want to go. Typically, these abilities are going to be tied in with the various specs of your class. For instance, as you can see here, my Fiery Grip is currently at rank 4. The experience bar, the blue bar underneath the name, is full. And there's 3 diamonds to the left of the ability where normally you would see a plus if I were able to unlock it. Those 3 diamonds indicate that the ability is ready to morph, and they show as long as you have a skill point available. So I do have 2 skill points available, so that means that I will be able to morph this ability. So I click on the diamonds, and here it shows me the 2 different abilities that I would be able to morph this into. I have Extended Chains, which has an increased range on the spell, and I also have Empowering Chains. This allows my next weapon attack after casting the spell to deal additional damage. Naturally, Empowering Chains is going to be your choice if you're looking to deal damage. However, the Extended Chains will be a good choice if you're seeking to either tank so you can pull from further away, or even if you're utility and, for instance, want to use that ability to get a mob that's aggroed your healer off of your healer to save him. Now, you'll notice that the green text at the bottom of the skills that will go into effect if you choose this ability. This is very nice. It prevents you from having to compare the old skill to the new skill. It gives you in simple and plain language exactly what the differences are between the 2 skills. So once you've chose which ability you want to morph to, you select that ability and it will replace your old ability. Like I said, it is still the same base spell, but it will have new abilities available to it. Now let's start in on the specs available to the Dragon Knight class. We'll start with the Ardent Flame spec. The Ardent Flame spec is where you're going to go for your DPS active abilities and passive abilities, as well as your ultimates. It will provide you the most DPS of any of the 3 specs. The second spec is the Draconic Power spec, and this spec is what's going to allow you to be an effective tanker for your group. It will allow you to absorb damage as well as mitigate that damage. Earth and Heart, on the other hand, is a unique spec that allows utility into the Dragon Knight class. They will stun enemies, they will buff their party, and their passive abilities support that as well. Finally, I want to cover the difficulty of combat in the Elder Scrolls Online. This first Shulk, I'm level 4 currently at this time, and the Shulk I'm fighting is level 7. And I'm doing he's doing actually a significant amount of damage to me because I'm not paying attention to the combat. I'm not effectively fighting with the Shulk. This isn't a matter of they do more damage to you and you do less damage to them, they have more hit points or whatever. It's actually having to pay attention and respond to combat by blocking like I'm doing here, or by just simply moving around to make them turn so they don't hit quite as often, allows me to be a more effective combatant. I want to thank you very much for coming and supporting my videos on the Elder Scrolls Online. It's been great fun bringing these videos to you, and I look forward to bringing a few more for you. If you'd like to know anything specific about the game, if you're lost and or curious about some specific element, then just leave a comment or send me a message and I'll be happy to cover those topics for you. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and continue bringing additional class videos and other elements of gameplay for you, so that way you can see what the game's like before release. And if you haven't pre-ordered yet, get on it. It's really going to be worth it. Rate and subscribe. Thanks for coming and watching my video.